Thanks for tuning in to No Flag Radio. I'm your host, P. Checking in. Today we talking about how white people have sabotaged the notion of a white goat at anything, or in certain special areas, I want to say. But then you could also say probably at anything. Probably is a parallel in anything that they try to associate white goatness to, right? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Don't forget to check out the Teespring. We got it. Don't forget to check out my black politicians out there in the world today on these black agenda behavior. You know we ain't playing. Today we're featuring our brother G.O.A.T.s, author out in Kentucky. You know, he's trying to give the homeless training so they can get jobs. He got a black agenda on tap. He wants to get jobs for the underemployed black youth out there because black youth are disproportionately underemployed compared to white youth. So he not having it. He jumping on their heads about it. And very recently he was going back and forth with this fellow named Spencer Schumacher out there. He's this young, detached from real life dude out there. I'm not sure if he's running for council or what, but he's basically been going back and forth with him on Twitter. I couldn't find a council profile on him, so I don't think he's running for council. He's like an intern for the council, one of the council members now, I believe, is his profession. But he's trying to charge G.O.A.T. up about, I think that this is how we can raise more money is by putting a tax on concert tickets. If we put a tax on concert tickets that are $200 or above, we can put a 10% tax on it. Hey, that's going to work. And it's not going to be a strain for working class people. See, he don't even think that motherfuckers working class ain't buying no $200 concert tickets and whatever, man. Like, is what I'm thinking. But to the working class that are buying, I should say, let me frame it the way he's trying to frame it, this Schumacher character. To the working class that are buying $200 tickets, don't play with people like that. That's not a serious generator of money. Just keep that shit real, okay? That's the point. And G.O.A.T. just like, man, look, man, Kentucky need to get on board with legalizing marijuana. So I don't know how the conversation's been going with legalizing marijuana in Kentucky, but he's like, man, that's a good idea. We can do that. That's how other states are making money. And Kentucky is playing right now, and it don't need to be played with. I'm going to propose that that's going to be where we need to go. So peep the science on that. So y'all out there in Kentucky, he's pushing for y'all to get legalized marijuana. For those of y'all that smoke marijuana, this is going to be a benefit for y'all. I don't smoke marijuana. I don't drink. Right? I used to smoke marijuana. I used to drink. I used to do a lot of shit. But I don't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for those that are in Kentucky, it's something to think about. Make sure the stream is up. Looks like we're going pretty well. I'm going to go to my chit at, drop a few things. How about that? Check the screen. Let's test the screen. There we go. So let's start. So there was this debate on Twitter. I decided to jump into it. This is going to be a little break from the normal cast in some way. But I want to talk to y'all about it because it's a discussion that certain people have put gas on for the past few weeks. I've seen my people over there at Thought Crimes. They brought it up. They always stay bringing this up. Shout out to Thought Crime. Shout out to Prince and Sincere. I called into the show one time. They called me T instead of P. But it's all good. Yo, what up to Princess Sincere? Shout out to y'all. I fuck with Thought Crimes. Go fuck with Thought Crimes on YouTube and their website. They got a great channel. But they brought this up. Lord Jamar, y'all might have heard him brought this up before. Or heard him bring this up before about this conversation of Eminem and just the notion of a white goat at rap, right? And I'm going to turn it into a broader conversation that I think we need to have. That conversation is going to be about just white goats in general. So, with Eminem, anybody from my era will tell you that Eminem ain't nothing but a weak white rapper. Alright? That's how he's been boxed, and that's where he's going to stay. Eminem is just a weak white rapper. If you're judging him by the metrics of my era that I came up in, as they call it, the golden era, from the 80s and through the 90s, right? I saw that trend from the 80s, late 80s, was when I was coming into my understanding of what was going on around me. I was a kid, like a child, but I was not no dumb motherfucker. And into the 90s, right? Motherfuckers didn't fuck with Eminem like that. Black people, we didn't fuck with Eminem. Niggas listen to Eminem because of Dre and whoever Eminem had attached to him that was black. That's Eminem's story, period. Wasn't nobody running around rapping about killing their mama like Eminem. That shit wasn't inspiring people to rap like Eminem and rap about killing your mama. That wasn't some shit. Motherfuckers will beat you in your ass. You talking about killing your mama on a rap song when he was black. Niggas will beat your ass. You know what I mean? Niggas will beat your ass. You wouldn't be a rapper, a black man or a woman making it, talking that dumb shit that Eminem was talking. You wouldn't make it, okay? That was what white kids uplifted in hip-hop. That wasn't something black kids was uplifting in hip-hop. Motherfuckers stomp you out for talking about their mama, and they don't even know your mama, or they might know your mama, but motherfuckers stomp you out for talking about their mama. It was a culture that we came from. It's not Eminem's culture. Eminem didn't come from no real black shit. And folks out there in Detroit, I've heard this story many times, that look, Eminem, he ain't come up how a black person in Detroit came up. It just ain't, that ain't what his story is. But nobody was uplifting killing your mama in hip hop. That was something that white kids thought was cool when they heard some white dude say it in hip hop. It wasn't what we were doing, right? It's just some weak white boy. I'm just making my case for why Eminem is just a weak white boy. All right. Oh, let me get to this real quick. I want to see what the flip looked like. Nobody was sitting up talking about black women or this or that. Dissing black women. Like, no black man in their right mind who's trying to have black women sitting up talking about black women are not nice chicks, white women are nice chicks. Women would not fuck with you if you were a black man talking that shit. Eminem was talking that shit. White women are nice chicks and black chicks aren't nice chicks. All that dumb shit. Yeah. He's making a distinction like that. No rapper would be uplifted that's black, making a distinction like that. You understand? That was, again, white kids that uplifted that. That was their daily opinion on black women, I guess. Their thoughts were validated through Eminem and got uplifted by Eminem through somebody like Dr. Dre. Unsunken One says, what kind of shit are these motherfuckers on? Yeah, I'm just breaking down the case, Unsunken One. Good to see you in the house, bro. Ain't seen you in a bit. I'm just breaking down the case of why Eminem is a weak rapper and why he's been boxed as a weak rapper to black people. I'm just making a distinction between how black people see him and how white people see him. And then we're going to get into this notion of white goats and why that's basically something that's been sabotaged. It's impossible to happen. There can never be a white goat at pretty much anything because of one psychology I want to point out. But like I said, that whole notion of black women and black women aren't nice chicks and white women are nice chicks, that shit, that would never go over in the black community. As some rapper sitting up talking that shit. Again, like I said, that's white thought being pumped by Eminem and being uplifted by white kids. They like that type of dumb shit. And it's being uplifted by his association with Dr. Dre, who got a white bitch. It's just for y'all to never miss that shit. He got a white bitch right now. He's sucking on beast pussy right now. This is what Dre do. And of course you got coons like Chris Brown who gonna say little slick shit about black women and shit like that. You got a few coons these days now that'll say some slick shit about black women like that, but you know, like black women next to white women type of comparison type shit. You got motherfuckers that'll say stupid shit like that. But that was not going down in the 80s and the 90s. Flat out. But I'm starting this topic at Eminem. Because Big Daddy Kane came out saying that Eminem was the goddamn Kobe of rap. If y'all heard this, right? People are jumping on his head about it. So you know what I'm gonna say, come from my era, man. How's he the Kobe? In order to be Kobe, you gotta cross up Jordan. You gotta cross up some stars, motherfucker. So who is M not crossing up? M is not crossed up Nas. That kills it already, Big Daddy Kane. That kills it already. He ain't crossed up no Nas. He ain't crossed up Andre Ben. That kills it again. He ain't crossed up no Jadakiss. That kills it again. Who else? We can even go back to the golden era, like what they call the golden era. Like he ain't crossed up no Cool G. He ain't crossing up no Inspector Deck. He ain't crossing up no Young Jizza or even no old Jizza. He ain't crossing up no Jizza. You know what I'm saying? He ain't fucking with none of the gods. Let's get that shit clear. He ain't fucking with Ray. He ain't fucking with Go. He ain't fucking with these men. He's just not. Black Man out there, what's good, bro? Good seeing you, man. Good seeing you. G-Man, what's good? Good seeing you, bro. I'm just making a list of everybody that Eminem ain't crossing up on the mic. For Big Daddy Kane to be out of his mouth talking about Eminem is the Kobe of rap. Well, to be Kobe, you gotta make some moves. You gotta be able to shake a Horace Grant. Eminem can't fuck with the Horace Grants of rap. Let's keep that shit real. You can't fuck with the Karl Malones of rap. Let's keep that shit real. I mean, you can't fuck with the Steph Currys of rap. Motherfucker, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. All right, everybody in the house today. What up, Niche? What's good? You understand? That's why that statement went over very bad. It went over very bad with the world. I don't know why Big Daddy Kane said that. And, you know, me, coming from the era that I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, I saw Big Daddy Kane kind of grow, I guess. Like, my first rap album that I own, I actually stole it. It was a Big Daddy Kane album. It was that second album. It ain't nothing but a Big Daddy thing. Well, it's a Big Daddy thing. That album. Y'all stole that album, and then I stole the Biz Markie album. That Diabolical shit. Whatever that was. But I never listened to Diabolical like when I was that age. What really got me intrigued with like rapping, like to hear rapping, it was that Big Daddy Kane shit. Like to hear that Young, Gifted, and Black, that blew my mind. That, how old was I? 6, 7 years old. I'm saying I was way ahead of my time at a young age, right? That blew my mind. Rough, rugged, and real. You won't stand still to obey. Okay, so let the man build. Words of rapture that you have to capture. Man, I just slapped you with a handful of literature. The dope, their fresh, hype, choice, smooth, and raw. Rappers I replace, rub out, and erase. Competition, they must be on free base, smoking or choking, bound to be broken. Man, get your damn hands off the mic, then I'm choking. Cause I got a stranglehold. You still call up parole for the road you stole. Rhymes that you yell out, plus you didn't sell out. Crossover, lost over here, and I get the hell out. Yo, that blew my mind at that age, right? To hear that. That blew my mind. Yo, rhymes that you yell out, but you did sell out, King. You did sell out, King. All right, let's talk about the history of King. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go off the top, but damn, you know, he did the motherfucking butt naked with Madonna and coon ass Jamaican Naomi Campbell. That bitch sitting up talking about that Black History Month should be People of Color Month. The bitch we was talking about earlier, a couple days ago, a few days back. Motherfucker, yeah, sure did. Batman 913, yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Motherfucker, yo, he did Playgirl, a gay magazine. He posed for Playgirl. You know what I'm saying? All this is very sus. Very sus. So I'm looking at it like, oh, real dog. But that's where the conversation started, right? The conversation started at Eminem. Somebody was like, man, some white chick that was standing for Eminem was like, Eminem, 229 words in 30 seconds. Eminem is the undisputed GOAT. You see my look like, alright. And then some dude was like, man, this is proof that white people think if you rap a bunch of words as fast as possible, then that makes you a great artist. And yet only say this about Eminem. This is why no one black takes their hip hop opinion serious. Exactly. We don't take their shit seriously because they uplift mediocrity. And then this chick jumped in and was like, homegirl Jasmine, she's like, yo, they said this like Twista ain't been rapping 3,000 words a second, right? Twista's like, he got the record for like 550 something words and almost 560 words in 55 seconds, less than a minute. No, syllables is what that's how they measure it. So I was like, okay, yeah, I see that. So I just said this point to the sister Jasmine, like, that's 100. White code is to hype up mediocrity if somebody white demonstrates it. That's why the world will never see a white GOAT at anything, period, ever. They think ego stroking all things white protects them from being sized up and measured up against real talent, like Twista and black people in general. It doesn't. It don't protect them from being sized up against real talent out here. So that was my point. That was the point I wanted to drive with that, right? Let me get back to the chin net. Somebody said Rocky fuckery, unsunken one. Hell yeah. Right? They need to hype up white mediocrity so bad. That's why there'll never be a white GOAT at anything. I need y'all to take that point home. There'll never be a white GOAT at boxing because they're going to always be talking some white mediocrity shit, some nobody shit, white nobody shit. There'll never be a white GOAT at tennis because they're always going to hype up a Sharapova bitch that ain't the greatest. Y'all get my point. White folks are the GOATs of white fragility is what it is. That's just what it is. And them running to these little ego strokes, that's not a substitute for them being talentless. They're going to have to answer that. That's my point. I'm like, look, man, people like Jizza, people like Nas, people like Inspector Deck, people like Cool G, people like Jadakiss, these are people that Eminem got to answer to. Period. You understand? He gonna have to answer to these individuals, man. That's how shit fly, man. So, hey, look. You know, I don't know what they thinking. So just hold that notion. Hold on to that notion, y'all, is what I want y'all to take away from that part of the conversation today. These motherfuckers ain't matching. They not side by side with the beast out here, man. So, you know how that's going to go, right? You're going to have to go somewhere else. If you ain't willing to be sized up, you're going to have to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Niche Pendler say that K Beast is a culture vulture dopehead. Yeah, he is. Black Man 903 say, dang, sure did. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm sure it's in line with what we're talking about. I don't know where it jumped in, but I'm sure you there with it. So on to my next point of conversation today. I don't want to keep y'all long today. I've got some stuff to do after this. I'm gonna go wash my car and I'll try to come back and do maybe a couple more if I can for the night. Yeah, I said a couple more before the night let out. I'm trying to get it in. But one more point, y'all. They also had the dude Richard Dawkins trending this morning. Talking about he supports some damn eugenics. And people were dragging his ass, rightfully. In my mind, white supremacists should not have a voice in this world. A suspect white supremacist should not have a voice in this world. Period. Especially not walking around supporting some damn eugenics. This is dangerous talk that this suspect white supremacist Richard Dawkins, this white supremacist zoologist, no less, a zoologist, is trying to normalize an American conversation. Ain't gonna happen. He's not even a motherfucking anthropologist. The people that study humans, he's a zoologist. He studies zoo animals, motherfucker. Ain't nobody rocking with him. So he puts up a tweet and he says, hey, look, you know, it's one thing to deplore eugenics on, I look at that word deplore, like, okay, is that some code between the Trump white supremacist, white nationalist crowd? I believe so. Whenever I see that word, I'm like, okay, yeah, kind of sets my mind on a train that kind of thought. It's one thing to deplore eugenics on ideological, political, moral grounds. It's quite another to conclude that it wouldn't work in practice. Of course it would. It works for cows, horses, pigs, dogs, and roses. Why on earth wouldn't it work for humans? Facts ignore ideology. So people start bombing his ass, dragging his ass, bombing his ass. Because he's essentially talking about a white supremacist theory and a concept that's actually been actualized on the earth. I don't know if he's ever reasoned it this way, but I'm sure he has. I'm sure he knows. White supremacists don't do nothing without knowing. They do it in a codified way to see if you know. But I'm sure he knows that eugenicists theorize and actualize shit like genocides, sterilization, shit like that to wipe out melanated populations and wipe out aboriginal populations, wipe out indigenous peoples. This is what they've done repetitively in various locales across the globe. So as people started bombing him, and as people started dragging his fucking head, this motherfucking ass talking about, for those determined to miss the point, I deplore the idea of eugenic policy. Now he's trying to backpedal, so he tried to backpedal, saying, I said simply deploring it doesn't mean it wouldn't work. Just as we breed cows to yield more milk, we could breed humans to run faster or jump higher, but heaven forbid we should do that. That lie, right? Lie. So people was like, nah. The first thing I got on his ass, it was like, shit, 6 hours ago. It was early in the morning. I got on his ass like, hold up. So you saying this could work? Work how? By work, you mean what, motherfucker? The white supremacist con of white gene superiority, which is what eugenicism is about at its core, is saying, okay, white genes are superior. Let's only have white genes. Okay? Period. And I just broke it down like, look, the white supremacist con of white gene superiority has long been disproved by geneticists, citing the many harmful mutations of white genes. Many harmful mutations. We're talking about All kind of fucked up shit comes with white genetic configurations. Okay, we're talking about the inefficient transport of photonic energy. Motherfucker, we talking about weak bone structure. We talking about sunburn. Motherfucker. You know what I mean? Shit like that. And I just said, look, the receipts are available. I even put up a receipt of Fox News. Fox News, no less, getting at it. Like, oh, look, a study is showing saying that whites are actually weaker than black people. This is Fox, okay? So I pulled them kind of receipts. Once you go to receipts pulled up by white nationalist support motherfuckers, white nationalist apologizer type motherfuckers like Fox, there's nothing a white supremacist can say. Like, oh, it's my own, sitting up telling me I'm full of shit. That's what's up. So I had to do that. I had to do that on them, you know. But I was just like, look, man, eugenics was created to weaken non-white people. Period. That's what it is. There is no white superiority without mixing it with something that's not white. Period. Period, period, period. There's no road to superiority unless you are mixing something in with white that is not white. Period. And I just did the hashtag that my homegirl, what's her name, KJ, the hood mistress. What up? The hood mistress. The son said no. I got that hash off of her. I don't know if she started it, but whatever. And I just went ahead and put their honey butter biscuit legs up there that white folk be getting. Yo, they get honey butter biscuit bubbles on their fucking legs and their body when they be in the sun. A fruit fly can be in the sun and not get honey butter biscuit bubbles on their motherfucking ass. Let's keep this shit real. I'm sorry to gross y'all out if y'all seeing that shit. Y'all probably grossed out from seeing that shit. My bad. My bad, I ain't gross y'all out and shit. Damn. That's that motherfucking honey butter biscuit juice right there, man. That's what it is. Somebody said something that normalizing conversation to prevent there's a negative knowledge. I saw that. That's might have been a good comment. But that's the point. He's talking about facts ignore ideology. No, your ideology is ignoring fact. Your opinion is ignoring fact, fool. So like I said, man, I attacked him from a few angles. I got him from that angle. Like, look, first of all, we're talking geneticists that disprove what you're saying. And people that run genetic experiments, even as recently as a Fox News, motherfucker, to disprove what you're trying to theorize and what you're trying to normalize and prop up in the minds of people. As you're a suspected white supremacist trying to pump some shit, right? And I also got him like from another point. I was like, look, man, you don't know. This notion of white superiority, like that is a part of white supremacist virtue signaling, first off. You're virtue signaling on behalf of white supremacists. So we already kind of know what you're doing, Dawkins. But the principle of eugenics, you got to look at it. It's not something that has been mechanized by just peaceful means. It's not like you're breeding cows or breeding horses. Motherfucker, how has eugenics been outlaid across the history of time? And in my example, I said, look, it's been outlaid by two things. Genocide and sterilization. So who are you talking to that it works? What do you mean work? He never went in depth to say how it works. He just said, well, you know, dogs and cats and rats and yeah, bitch, shut up. You ain't fooling nobody. You're not fooling nobody. You're not fooling nobody. You're talking that zoologist shit and we know what eugenics is. EU, that EU prefix, that's for European, bitch. You weak white bitch. That's what that shit means. So we talking about how it has happened across time. Damn. It's done happened by white people doing vile acts. Not, oh, we're just going to a lab and mix up. No, bitch. What world are you in where you think people don't know facts, history, and science, where this shit is actually happening and actually going the fuck down? We know. We're in the world, dog. We're not stupid. bitch. I'm gonna call him another bitch because I just feel like it's on the tablet of my heart to get him like that. I want to call him a bitch. If it's one of his family members just listen, maybe they'll get mad enough to call. Yo, call in. Let's call in, short day. Call in for a couple minutes. 1-800-365-3175. Call in if you want a Richard Dawkins family and you mad. You know what I'm saying about that shit. Call in mad. You know what I mean? Let's do that. Line open. But damn, think about history. Damn. Out in the Congo, King Leopold, y'all remember him? He had his soldiers out there. Killed millions of them people out there in the Congo. This is 1919. At the beginning of the 20th century. In the beginning, right? For my people that's on the Africa train, Africa train, I'm going to kick facts for y'all. Y'all know about Herero and the Namaka genocide? Okay. Let's keep this shit real. This was in South Africa, and what is Namibia today, right? We've talked about the Argentinian genocide of the indigenous people there, right? This dude out there, Domingo Faustino, what was his last name? Sargento. I remember Domingo because I think about the Cuban eugenicists, Domingo Ramos. Something about these Domingos around the world. They be on some eugenicist shit. Not to shit on all Domingos, but these dudes were straight up eugenicists. That dude, what did he do? Out in Argentina. We talked about this. He separated the indigenous people from the European blood. Separated, moved these people out to mountains and all this other shit out in the wherever, ghettoized them, basically, moved them into ghettos. They got sick and all this other type of stuff out there. Let me see if I got a picture of this dude, man. I pulled up a picture of him because I wanted to show how evil he looked. If y'all have never seen the guy who kicked off the Argentinian ethnic cleansing and genocide of the indigenous Argentinians, they were black. They went from being damn near half of the population, like in the middle, central, like mainland Argentina, to being less than 10%. And the Europeans are 90% nowadays, right? Look how evil this motherfucker look, man. He looked like that painting on Ghostbusters. He looked like Vigor with shorter hair. I think Vigor had a bald spot though. I think he had a little bald spot too, but his hair was longer. You look like motherfucking Vigor off Ghostbusters too, y'all. This motherfucker look evil, dog. You understand shit? But yo, ghettoized the people. They got sick out in the mountaineer territory. This motherfucker, he sent all of them to fight in the Paraguayan War and all of that they had around this time. This was like late 19th century. So I'm taking the clock back. I'll start from 1919 and we're going back. We're just working back, right? Late 19th century, like 1864 up to like 1876 or somewhere around there, where he was running this genocide, and probably a little bit before that. I'm gonna say probably a little bit before that. Running this genocide. So he's sending the men off to fight, to be killed in a war that they knew they were gonna lose, basically. This was a war they knew they were gonna lose against the Paraguayans. They knew they were gonna lose. That's why they were sending these melanated indigenous people to go fight, leaving the women to have to mate with Europeans. Tell me what this shit sound like. Motherfucker, create a hood, extract niggas out the hood to go fight for the man, get them killed up real good, leave the women behind to have to fuck whoever left around to have to reproduce with, because they horny and they biological clock ticking type shit, so they go fuck the nearest white whatever. Not saying all of them did it, but damn it, this shit worked. Peep the point. Yo, what's good, Craig J? Craig motherfucking J, yeah. Yo, I ain't seen you, I don't think ever, man. But damn, yo, Craig J. So everybody shout out to Craig J. Craig J on Twitter, he be going off, man. Craig J be going the fuck off on Twitter, man. Fuck with Craig J on Twitter, man. Subscribe to his handle on Twitter. Craig J, put your handle in the Twitter, in the chat, man. Craig J be going the fuck off, yo. I fuck with Craig J. I make it a point to go and like whatever Craig J, I'll go through his timeline. I'll go through his replies and sends or whatever, his retweets and all that. I'll be like, no, let me see what Craig J put up today. I know he got something good. You know what I mean? Shout out to Craig J, man. Good to see you, bro. Black Man Out 3 say, hell, he look like Jack the Ripper. Yeah. It's Craig J1. Craig J1. Fuck with Craig J, man. He be going off. And also fuck with me on Twitter at PStillDJF. I've almost replenished all my numbers after the great deletions of all these arguing people that was doing the whole ADOS versus Foundation of Black American argument, non-productive bullshit shit. Yeah, I'm now replenished. I got a whole new flock of people now, man. Like, and these folks on it, man. I like my new follows in this bitch. So yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, the black boy, what's good, Miss Lady? You back? You back from Hawaii and shit? You didn't think I saw that? Saw you went to Hawaii, you know what I mean? Hope you had a good time, big sis. Hope you had a good time. Good seeing you back. Shout out to the black boy. She back in the house. She back in America. When did you get back? The black boy? When you get back, Mickey? When you get back? You say aloha like you just got back. You just off the plane. All right. But I'm saying, like, those are my points that I want to bring up. Like, motherfuckers get kicking that eugenicism is the way type shit. Yo, just be on the lookout for certain type of speak out here. We got people out here that's trying to normalize all kind of shit. The boy Tariq, what up, big boy? What up, big brother Flex? Yo, big brother Flex, he be talking about how they trying to normalize the pedophile agenda. You be talking about that shit too. Yo, that shit is real. Yo, watch out for motherfuckers trying to normalize talk like eugenicism. Trying to make that the American way and making that a part of general conversation. Like, yeah, well, you know, it's a lovely day for some eugenicism. Hold up, bitch, what? Right? We should be clicking on those cylinders with zero pause, right? So, jump on that. And also to my original point, you know, all you Eminem stands out there, hey, look, I know y'all mad. I know y'all probably want Eminem to be the GOAT, but he can't. Why? Because black people at the door. Black people at the door of the GOATness in rap. Period. We're guarding the door. He got to get through our titans or else he ain't shit. He's just somebody that white people ego stroke. And that's my point. Dr. Lely, what up? Dr. Lely say genetics is a specialty area he has no applied research in. Yeah, you're a motherfucking zoologist. You work with turtles and shit. And bats and shit. You know, motherfucker, this ain't where you at. Black Man down 3, I'm still down 2. Yeah, damn. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, Black Man down 3. I remember that shit. I remember that headache, bro. I understand. I went through that shit. Braid that shit for a couple few little months or whatever, man. Like, made that headache what it was, man. I made the most out of it. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things. You just gotta sit through that bitch, sit on your hands. Just let that G.O.A.T.s go in G. Craig J say, I'm disappointed Big Daddy Kane saying Marshall is the Kobe Bryant of rap. Yeah, we got on that. We got on that, Craig J, like earlier. We got on that. I would hate to call him Big Daddy Coon. I would hate to know that he got the name Big Daddy Coon from my show, but damn. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you hear about legends, you hear about Big Daddy Kane. People uplift Big Daddy Kane in a way, right? Been lifting him up in hip hop as a name, but then, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He might. I don't know. Like I said, he did the Playgirl shit. I didn't find out about that till I got older. You know what I'm saying? I was a child listening to Big Daddy Kane. I was a child. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't. I'm saying I ain't think about it like that. Then that, okay, yo, he, you know, some wild shit. Like, I didn't think about it like that, right? He did the Madonna shit and Naomi Campbell shit. This is kind of stuff that you would look at and be like, all right, man, this is suspect homosexual shit, Big Daddy Kane. Damn the fact that you're a hip hop legend, dog. That's homosexual, though. Some of the shit you doing. And it's coonery, though, that you doing. You rubbing up on Madonna. Yo, that's coonery, dog. In case you forgot. Oh, yeah, y'all forgot. This is one of them channels. Yeah, we call that shit out. We don't do that. We don't do that. So, I'm like, man, how do we box this? How do we box Kane? Do we say we put him in a box like Luther Vandross or some shit, like, you know, that dude is homosexual, but we still listen to his music? I mean, me personally, I haven't never went out and bought no Luther Vandross album and shit. Like, go with that new Luther, dog. Like, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? My mama fuck with it, some of his records, some, like, way back in the day, like some of his 70s records. I remember seeing some of his 70s records in her collection. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna box Kane like Luther, dog? Or we gonna box Kane like Prince? Yo, Prince did some homosexual shit with booty hanging out, the butt out pants, man, like that shit was kosher. But his music is dope as fuck. I'm saying, like, what kind of separation we making out here? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm gonna say, look, man, I'm about to go and put you in that Luther box, dog. Motherfucker, look, you know what I mean? I mean, put you in that Prince box, dog. And that's just the fall that he took, man. That's kind of a demotion in black maledom. It is a demotion in the black man world. Dr. Lily said, we gotta let go of these black celebrity entertainers. Yeah, real life. They're not role models for our liberation or reparations. Yeah, they be on some other shit. I feel with that, Dr. Lily. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that. I could smoke a bag of that. If I still smoke bags of the choke. Yeah. G-Man Kondo, yo, we put the icing on the cake. He say, our rising is the harbinger of their end. Salute on that shit. That's facts. And they got to deal with it. I'm going to land that by saying, yeah, and they got to deal with it too, big homie. Yeah, they got to deal with it. Fuck what they talking about. That's why people come to my channel to hear motherfuckers kick it like that. Yeah, y'all gotta deal with it. Bitch, deal with it. That kind of mentality. A lot of people done lost that bitch deal with it mentality. Okay. You can get a refresh over here. Dr. Lee say Prince was bi and Luther was gay. Back then, those entertainers keep it private or kept it private, like Little Richard. It's like gays in church. Everybody know, but just say stay fruity and keep it pushing. Right? Right? Yeah. Hear that? With that, I'm gonna say this, yo. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Get the folks to Teespring. It's got all that. Don't forget to support your black agenda politicians. Today we are giving a mad nod to the man G.O.A.T.s. He's about the black agenda out there in Kentucky, running for council. About handling those jobless numbers out there. Okay? The black jobless numbers. Okay? And if y'all are into smoking marijuana, he supports Kentucky being a state that actually legalizes marijuana for purposes of taxation and having that money, fix what's going on in the state and city. He's out in Louisville, so he has his people out there in Louisville that fuck with him. We fuck with him. I mean, shout out to Louisville. He's going for y'all's council out there. So, peep his work. Make sure you donate to his campaign. Go to his website, G.O.A.T.s2020.com. Check him out. I'm gonna get at y'all.